Today, I'm going to show you an incredible power that you have inside of you to keep yourself healthy and safe. Check this out. Welcome to the Power of Quiet, showing you how to tap into a power that's inside of you that has a great influence over your health, your prosperity, and your happiness. Now, a couple weeks ago, I uploaded a video to this channel that addresses this global problem, this illness that's spreading across the planet. And it shows you how to handle your emotions and let go of the fear so you don't fall into panic. And you can keep a clear mind about you and ultimately keep yourself safe. Now, since these past 2 weeks, this problem has gone from this to this. It's become huge. And it's something that's coming right to our doorstep, something that we're all having to confront. And we're going to have to confront it more as the weeks and months go by. So what I want to do in this video is go a little bit deeper and show you how to really clean yourself up inside, get really nice and peaceful, which will show you how to control your mind and control your body. Now, this isn't medical advice, and this isn't a substitute for good medical practice, so do what you need to do. But what I'm going to show you here is a necessary step that's going to have a great influence over your body, because I don't think anybody will argue that being positive, being full of love, real genuine love, is better than being negative and fearful. That's going to make a big difference on how your body reacts to things, and also how you react to conditions around the world, what's going on around you, because lots of stuff is going to be erupting in chaos. So being calm, being loving, being peaceful is going to make all the difference. All right? So before we get into this, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because what we do here is we don't just talk. Talk is cheap. Talk is easy. Lots of people talk and they say very impressive things about consciousness and self-realization. But the difference here is we show you. We show you how to do it, how to prove it to yourself, and how to experience a real change immediately. And if you are a fan of the channel, please share this video, because we can see there's a lot of fear and negativity going across the planet. We can counteract that with a wave of love and positivity and show others a way to really take care of themselves. So please get this message out there. I really appreciate that. All right, so let's get into it. Close your eyes. And let's just look within ourselves, examine ourselves, as we think about what's going on. So think about what's going on in the world now. And all sorts of stories are probably filling up your head, from illnesses to lack of a cure, lack of a solution, and all sorts of other problems, stores running out of food, the economy tanking, nobody's traveling, airlines are shutting down, borders are closing. And maybe you're worried about your business, your livelihood, you're worried about your family, your neighbors. There's a lot to think about, right? Now, you can't resolve all these thoughts in your head. The more you think about them, the crazier the thoughts get. It's just a tangled web. But check this out. As you're thinking about these thoughts, what I want you to do is bring your awareness to your stomach or chest. Because you can't erase this negativity from the neck up, but you can erase it from the neck down. You see, as you're thinking about what's going on, notice in your stomach or chest, if you feel like a clenching feeling, a tight, contracted feeling, you feel that? And what that is you suppressing your fear, suppressing your frustration. Like maybe you had plans to go on vacation, or there was a concert that you wanted to go to and it got canceled. Can't do what you want to do. All right? And you're suppressing those feelings. Now when you suppress them, do those feelings go away? Or are you just bottling them up and carrying around with you wherever you go? And notice, they're negative feelings. And if you suppress, bottle up, and hold on to them, do you think that they'll have a positive impact on your life and in your body, or a negative one? And this contracted feeling, it's showing you that you are pushing down on the feeling. Now I'll show you how to let that go. So now, wherever you feel that tightness, that contraction, open up an imaginary window or door right in front of that, wherever you feel that. Just open up a big imaginary door. And imagine that energy. It's just energy moving right on out the door. Just imagine it passing through, just going out that door. Watch it leave. Whatever that looks like to you. It might look like smoke leaving. It might look like light. It might have a color to it. Whatever. But just imagine it going right on out that door. And watch it go out that door even more. And even more. And even more. And even more. It's just energy passing through. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just energy leaving. And just open up, let it leave even more. And even more. And even more. And invite up some more, wherever that energy came from. Right? Welcome up some more. Just allow it to come up. See, you've been holding down this fear. Because logically we know, wait, the fear doesn't help me. It's no good. And here it is, and I don't like it. It's interrupting with my life. It doesn't feel good. It's getting in the way. So we push it down so we can cope and get on with life. But it doesn't go anywhere. Right? And we're holding it down. So let go of holding it down. Welcome it up now. And just let it come up and go right on out that door. And even more. And even more. And even more. And even more. Now notice how you feel. Do you feel a little bit lighter? Feel that? And what a difference that is. And this is all we're looking for. Just a lighter feeling. This is showing we're moving in the right direction. And you can also go back to your mind those stories that were running through it, the problem. And check, see if you're as bothered now as you were a few moments ago. See if there's a difference there. See if those thoughts aren't as strong as they were. Notice the difference? See, this shows you. You can't undo the thinking through thinking. You can undo it through your feeling center here by letting go of what's fueling the thoughts. That fear, frustration, all that other negativity. And that's just something you can very easily let go. You see how easy it was? You just open up a door and let it leave. Now let's go a little bit further here. Take a look to see if you're trying to figure out what to do. Like how to keep yourself safe. Should you stay home? Should you avoid going to the store? Avoid any sort of public transportation? Or maybe you're worried about your livelihood, your business, your work. Maybe you might get laid off, lose your business, whatever, right? Trying to figure out, well, what's going to happen. And look at what you're doing. You're asking your mind for that answer. But it doesn't have that answer right now, does it? It has no clue. And asking it is really a waste of time. Because ultimately, when you ask your mind for that answer, you dwell on it. You're not satisfied. You can't let it go. So you keep asking it again and again and again. It's like opening up a drawer looking for something, like your phone. Like, is it in here? And the drawer's empty. There's like nothing in there. Right? Is my phone in there? Nope. Okay, you close the drawer. But then you look in it again. Oh, is it in there now? Nope. Okay, close it. Is it in there now? And you keep looking again and again and again and again. And that's silly. And that's what's going on when you're trying to figure out a solution, what to do with a situation. And of course, your mind, it'll direct you to go look all over the place. Go ask that expert. Go ask that expert. Look over here. Look over there. You know, what about this? What about that? And this person is contradicting that person. And the authorities, how can I trust what they say? Everybody's lying. How can I trust the news and the media? So we are looking for that answer in our mind, and we're looking for it all out there, and it's not there. But we keep looking again and again and again. It's like we keep spinning around with the problem, and we get nowhere. So let's get ourselves out of the spin. And first, just set the mind aside. Because looking in that empty drawer for an answer that isn't there and keep going back to it again and again, that's silly. Let's just set it aside. Now, one of the problems that you have when you go to your mind looking for that answer is ultimately it's going to give you a bunch of negativity, a bunch of garbage, because notice that mind of yours. It's this voice that plays in your head, this voice that talks to you. Sometimes it says nice things, but rarely. Most of the time, that voice in your head, it's very critical, it's very judgmental, it's insecure and worried and fearful. And that's like 99% of what that mind gives you. All that garbage. What do you want to talk to that for? And see, when you're sitting here dwelling on, what do I do about it? What do I do about it? You just get a bunch of negative scenarios in your head. And that isn't getting you a solution. And basically what that mind is telling you is, hey, you're screwed. And here's my advice. Beat yourself up. Worry. Get negative. Right? Now, since that doesn't help you, check this out. Who's actually doing this? Now, don't go blaming your mind. Your mind might be suggesting it, but you're the one who's agreeing with it and going, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and do that. So you're doing that. If you're catching yourself being negative, beating yourself up, dwelling in worry, which doesn't give you a solution, you're doing that. And that's the good news, because now you can stop that. You can turn it around and move in a better direction. Are you willing to do that? So take a look. See if you've been beating yourself up, worrying, or carrying on with some poor me story. Are you? And that doesn't help you, does it? And you're the one who's doing it. You're the one who's entertaining those thoughts, dwelling on them. And if that doesn't help you, and you're doing it now you can make a decision, a smart decision. I'm going to be positive and love myself, or I'm going to be negative and beat myself up. What do you decide now? See, now is your opportunity to stand up and take charge. What do you decide? Well, I'm assuming you're deciding to be positive. So first now, could you let go of disapproving of yourself? And it's a decision, yes or no. That's it, just yes or no. What do you decide? And could you let go of disapproving of yourself a little bit more? And could you let go disapproving of yourself a little bit more? And could you let go disapproving of yourself a little bit more? And could you let go disapproving of yourself even more? And could you let go disapproving of yourself even more? And even more. And even more. And even more. And how does that feel? Does that feel a little bit lighter? And again, we're only looking for a lighter feeling. It's showing us that we're moving in the right direction. And if this is working, let's keep going. Take a look. Maybe you're already feeling a little sick. Maybe you're wondering, oh, do I have it? Or maybe I do have it. You're just not feeling well in your body. See if you're disapproving of your body. Disapproving of how you feel. Maybe you have a temperature, a fever. Now, if you're disapproving of it, you're adding to it. You see, any time you have a problem in the body, an illness or whatever, those symptoms is just like your body ringing a doorbell saying, hey, there's something wrong here. Please fix it. Now, how do we typically answer that doorbell when our body's alerting us that there's a problem? We get negative, right? We're like, ugh, I hate this. I don't like how I feel. Right? We disapprove of our body. And what we're doing is we're taking something that's a pocket of negative energy and we're fueling it with more negativity. We're adding to the fire. Now, since that's not going to help, could you let go of disapproving of your body? And could you let go of disapproving of it some more? And a little bit more. And a little bit more. And a little bit more. And could you let go of disapproving of the feeling that you have in your body? Pain, illness. Just let go of disapproving of that feeling, just a feeling. The more you disapprove of it, it's like putting a magnifying lens on it. You're actually amplifying it with that negativity, and you're doing it. Could you let go of disapproving of that feeling that you're experiencing in your body? And could you let go of disapproving of it some more? And some more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And even more. How's that feel? You might notice a difference in your body already. Feel that? Now, since positive doesn't hurt anything, could you give your body some love and approval? And again, it's just a decision. Yes or no? Could you love your body? And it isn't an intellectual thing. It's not saying, oh, well, you're beautiful and yada, yada, yada. No, it's just, can you like it? Just like your body. Love it, just as it is. Just a feeling. It's a very direct thing. Could you give your body some approval? And could you give it some more approval? And could you give it some more approval? And some more. And even more. And even more. And could you give yourself some approval? Just because. No reason. Even if the world around you seems to be falling apart. How does it hurt you to love yourself? Positive doesn't hurt anything. Could you give yourself some approval? And could you give yourself some more approval? And could you give yourself some more approval? And some more. And even more. And take a look at the world around you. See if you're disapproving of people out there. Maybe people are fighting each other in the supermarkets over toilet paper. You're like, what are you doing? Maybe you're disapproving of the news and the media. Maybe you're disapproving of the governments. Oh, they're lying. I can't trust them. They should have acted better than what they're doing. How does it help you to disapprove of them? What does that accomplish? So you get to go to Facebook, post about, oh, these people, look at how bad they are. And you get there to get to be right, get to be self-righteous. And what does that do for you? What does that change in your life? Nothing. Now, could you let go of disapproving of those people? Because look, when you're disapproving of them, even if you think that they deserve it, when you're disapproving of them, you're the one who has to walk around with that disapproving feeling, with that hatred. And you're doing it. Could you let that go? And could you let go of disapproving of them even more? And could you let go of disapproving of them even more? And even more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And how does that feel? Now, could you give them some approval? Regardless of who they are, what they say, what they do. Could you just love them? Because, look, if you're hating on someone, you're the one who has to feel that, walk around with that. But if you're loving, look who benefits from that. You get to walk around with positivity and love. And loving doesn't mean being stupid. It doesn't mean that you have to agree with them. It's just an attitude. You can still speak out. You can still do what's right. But just do it from a higher energy. So can you give them some love and approval? Just because. And could you give them some more love and approval? And could you give them some more love and approval? And some more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And how does that feel? Nice, right? And see, you did this. This is showing you that you are in charge. And this is showing you how you can take control back from your mind. All those ridiculous thoughts and stories that get you reacting and running around, feeling bad. Now you can take control and say, no, this is how it is. And if you could do this with your mind, you could also do this with your body. So let's do one more thing that will really help with the body. Now, since I've been practicing the work that we do here on this channel, I've been doing this for, 17, 18 years now. And since I started doing this, earlier in my life, I used to get sick a lot. I used to get colds and all sorts of things, bugs. And since I started doing this work, it's rarely, I don't think I've ever gotten like a cold. I've gotten some allergies here and there, but all that other illnesses, I used to get sick like a couple times a year. Not anymore. And one of the reasons is, in doing this work, I've learned how to let go of resisting things. And see, this is a program that we all have. We've been taught when we were a little kid, like, you got to resist a cold. You got to resist those things out there. Build up a resistance and immunity and all this stuff. And what that does is it gets us into an attitude of, get away from me, pushing on things. And when we feel a cold coming on us, what do we tend to do? We react. I don't like this. And we push, we resist it. And what that does is, like when you get like a temperature, a fever, it's like friction, right? You're resisting. It just makes that condition worse. It builds that friction. But if you just back off, let go of resistance, the whole thing just passes by. And even if it does stay, you're like in a better place. You're not so wound up in it. You're just present. You're in the moment with the experience in your body. And then it passes and you move on. Right? So, take a look. If you're feeling ill right now, or you can imagine any time that you feel ill, feel that resistance that you get. Like that. Right? And just thinking about it, you could start to feel that resistance. Now measure that resistance right now, that resistance that you feel about catching a cold, getting sick. And on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the most resistant and 0 being the least resistant, just see where you're at. Now whatever number that is, just look at that resistance, whether it's at a 2, a 5, a 10. Just look at that resistance. And notice, typically when that resistance comes up, you don't like it. And you say no to that resistance. And when you say no to that resistance, does that make the resistance go away? No. In fact, it makes it worse. So instead of saying no to that resistance, can you say yes to it now? Just say yes. And could you say yes to that resistance even more? And can you say yes to that resistance even more? And could you say yes to it even more? And even more. And look at that resistance. And now say, I love you, resistance. I know it might sound silly, but try it. I love you, resistance. I really love you. I love you. And I give you permission to stay or leave as you like. I love you either way. I just love you. Now measure yourself again and see if you moved. That resistance is a lower number now. Notice the difference? See, now you're letting go of some resistance. Now you got some energy flowing. And because it's flowing, let's capitalize on this momentum. Let go pushing down on the rest of your resistance. Let it all come up. Now, even though you might have a nagging thought, a program in your mind that says, oh, I gotta resist. I gotta resist in order to protect myself. It doesn't protect you. Could you let go? Just welcome up that resistance and just allow it to leave. and let it go. And welcome it up and let a little bit more of it go. And a little bit more. You see, they have a saying that says, whatever you resist persists. There's a reason for that. So let go of resisting. Invite it up and just let it leave. And let it leave even more. And even more. And how does that feel? Nicer, right? See, now you're turning towards positivity because you're shifting your focus away from your mind, which is a very negative thing. And it keeps you in negativity. And when you go along with it, you generate negativity. But when you let it go and you start to take control, you see, who does that mind belong to? Who's the owner of that mind? Who's it talking to? You, right? And who are you? Who are you right now who's listening to me? And who are you who listens to your mind? Look for that. Can you put your finger on it? Not really. It's just, I don't know, I'm somewhere here, but I'm aware that mind's talking to me. It's like that part that it's talking to. Does it have a name? Does it have a face? Does it have a voice? It's just silent. Still. And likewise, who does that body belong to? That body that you have. It's not you. A lot of us pretend we're that body. And we build a big ego around it. But it's really more like a car. You get in a car, you drive it around, but you're not the car. See, who are you who's aware of your body sensations? Right? So you smell something. Who is it that's aware of the smell? That same silent presence. See, now that you're moving away from the negativity and you're choosing love, you're now identifying with that silent presence because that is all about love. That is unconditional love. And that is the power that I talked about at the beginning of the video. That's the power that influences your health, your prosperity, your relationships, your life, your happiness. And it's full of abundance, that love, that power. There's no end to it. It's the greatest force. And it's within you right now. And this love and this power, it's your best defense. It really is. So try it. You got nothing to lose. Like I said, you could still do the other things. You could still see a doctor. You could do all the precautionary steps. That's fine. But practice this. And you're going to be amazed at some real incredible answers that show up that you get to prove for yourself. So keep practicing it. And again, please share this video. Let's spread this message of positivity and love. The world needs it right now. And I thank you so much for participating, for being here. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Be safe.